Hey there, winterlings!
Hey, Winterlings.
This would be Sinnerlings.
Hey, Sinisterlings. Sinnerlings? I guess Sinnerlings works.
No, so, okay, we watched a movie called Don't Peek, and in the movie, there's a couple called the Winters, and they have a YouTube channel, Waking Up with the Winters, and at the beginning of their videos, they start with, you know,
Hey,
hey, winterlings.
Winterlings.
And we were making fun of it because, like, no matter how ridiculous the the story gets and how scared they should be and how not cheery and preppy they should be at the beginning of their videos are like, so okay, they have this YouTube channel, and they buy a house, and they're really wanting to like up their subs, or at least the husband is, and they find in their house these tapes, and this is Mr. Peak, is the guy who recorded these tapes and left them behind. And a video said, "Don't watch the other tapes," even though the tapes literally say, "Watch me first,"
Yeah.
which would suggest watch other things. But anyways, it's like, don't watch anything else. Of course they do, and they make a big thing of it on their channel, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because their channel is like slice of life. It's not an investigatorial type of show at all. It doesn't have a horror edge to it. It doesn't, like, it wouldn't fit the tone of their channel at all.
Yeah.
But they're like streaming the tapes periodically over different days and building the mystery for their audience. And they're showing like basically snuff tapes, snuff films. And when they'll come out of them, it was just kind of like very funny because they'd be like, "Oh, welcome back, Winterlings!" Like you're watching some kids' channel, and it was really cracking us up.
We were laughing at it.
So that's the premise of the show, and
Yes.
why we had that opening. If we've never we of course would never give names to subscribers of ours. But I was thinking about this while we were watching. I was like, because a lot of like big
Oh,
YouTubers
yeah. They have like
have
their.
names for their,
Yeah.
for their fans. Pop stars do as well, right?
Yeah.
Swifties and whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I was thinking cinephiles.
Oh, yeah. Cinephiles would work.
Hey there,
Hey,
cinephiles.
Cinephiles.
With an
That would
S,
work.
with an SIN. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cinephiles.
That one
That's
works.
what I came up with while watching this. I'm not going to call you guys that,
Or
except
maybe
for
we
this video.
will.
So let's continue, cinephiles.
Let's continue.
Um, yeah. So found footage is something that we cover on the channel quite a bit, and I'm gonna let Kaylee give her thoughts.
Oh, okay. I wasn't a big fan of this one. I think the premise is really cool. I like the general setup and everything. I think works really well, and I think that the things that we get on the tapes are fairly creepy, and they kind of reminded me of the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Mm-hmm.
So I like all of that, but for me, I felt like um, there was some stuff that wasn't like working as far as like the relationship dynamic and such. And then also I think that some of the believability for just discovering the tapes and like how things are handled, I just felt like it kind of took me out of it because it felt very unrealistic in a big way. And I know that there's a lot of found footage movies. I feel like we've watched a few recently, even maybe not recently, but like this gimmick of like people having a YouTube channel.
Oh
And
yeah,
like that's how
social
that's
media
the reason
influencers.
for the filming. I think it's a good motivation.
Probably seven or 8 out of 10
Yeah.
nowadays. Yeah.
I think it's a good motivation, but it's hard to like what does it great would be something like Deadstream, right? Where it's like his motivation for filming and like live streaming, like it's very believable and like you're really engaged and like in it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, I just didn't feel that like the real motivation for filming. I think that there's like dialogue and like there's stuff that's written in that is supposed to like, kind of tell you maybe why they'd be filming and blah blah blah, but for me I just felt like it wasn't strong enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to found footage, I think that that's a really big factor, is that you have to have like either cameras set up that are just like, already recording things that are happening, or if it's somebody recording the thing like on a handheld camera of some sort, there needs to be like a very solid reason for it. And for me, I just wasn't it wasn't vibing me with me for this one.
Yeah, I think the mistake here on their part was to stretch this out over a long period of time.
Mm.
I get the intention because our main character, the man, Paris, you know, he's the kind of character that will do anything for the subs. His wife is really just kind of coming along for the ride. And when they're doing that part of things, it does make it very unbelievable because it's very apparent that she doesn't want to do it, but she also is very in on it a lot. And there's a reveal that happens maybe somewhere in the middle. I won't say what that thing is, but it really shows how much she is involved
Yeah.
with things, despite it kind of trying to point out how much she isn't
Mhm.
a part of things. So I think that's really where the believability of that presentation uh, falls apart is because of her. I understood because he just doesn't really care. He doesn't. All he cares about is
Is the
getting
viewers.
subscribers,
Yeah.
right? As to where they're painting her in a completely different light, but
Yeah.
it's very uneven in that regard. And bringing up something like a dead stream, in Deadstream, it is all in one night. It's a
Mhm.
continuous live stream,
Sure.
and there's been plenty of movies uh, in the found footage genre or screen life that do this style of like we're doing one long live stream, and I think that would have served this film better had they went and did a live stream and they're seeing their numbers go up,
Yeah.
and he's like pulling her aside, and he's not stopping the recording, but she thinks that they've put it on pause or whatever, and we're seeing them off camera, and then the drama escalates from there, and then we get more Mr. Peak videos, and then she's getting scareder and he's getting more like excited because the numbers are going up. I think that would have worked better, but because this is stretched over like weeks of
Yeah.
time, and the way he's reacting even after things get so dire, there's things that
Mhm.
are happening where their life is clearly in danger beyond, and he's still like laughing, he's still trying to like roll with it, he's
Yeah.
still excited about subscriber rates and all that. It just doesn't work
Sure.
because of how it's framed, and I think that there's a good effort here, because I do think that pretty much everything with the Mr. Peak stuff, save for a couple little things, I actually really liked that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
the Mr. Peak stuff is successful,
I do too.
but I think where the film falls apart, which unfortunately is more than there's the majority of the screen time is in our two main characters
Yeah.
here, and the believability of it is it's just not there.
I think like what you're saying too, like the character of the guy that will do anything for like clicks.
Yeah,
And I think they captured the like fakeness of some of these YouTube, or social media personalities that do like couple videos, right? Where it's like
yeah,
behind the scenes they have problems, but when they're on the, on a video, they're pretending to be like perfect or whatever. So I think that part is done pretty well. The other thing I would say is that I think it would also work better because like we go into this where they already like have good traction and viewership. Like they have a pretty big following like at the beginning.
yeah.
So the content that's on the videos
Well,
that
they're
get
able to
this,
buy the house
they're
they're
able
in
to buy this
because of
really
their, yeah,
cool house in like LA. Like it's, clearly would be
all
a
because she learned how to dap.
yeah.
That's what got them
Um
their first
I
viral
know we
video.
should have done that. But what I was gonna say is that because of the content that's on the tapes and like things that get revealed, like the believability of like you're gonna show this to such a large audience right away, like that's where some of the stuff gets a little uh the unbelievable that like people would be okay seeing certain things like that. If their channel had started out smaller and like they find the tapes and are like, let's do this and maybe we'll
Yeah.
get like then I feel like it makes a little more sense for them to be putting things online and like kind of going at it from that aspect, because as it is now, it's like I think so many people, yes, people will do anything for like views, but I don't know, some of
There
the
has to
stuff.
be more of a reason of why she would continue to do it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Like if they started out small and they put some of them on there and their numbers start jumping up drastically and it's like, look, like we're getting all this money and like, we don't have anything, like it gives you a place to build from, and it
Yeah.
makes more sense for why he would be so invested and like really clinging to it throughout, because it's like, no, we're getting so many subscribers, like we can't stop now, we have to keep going, because it's, like he's supposed to be greedy and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so this one comes out April 11th. This was a screener sent to us. I don't know about a embargo. I couldn't find one anywhere, so I think I'm dropping this tonight. Um, so yeah, but it will come out April 11th. I think for like found footage enthusiasts who like stuff like the Poughkeepsie tapes, mixed in with kind of the typical framework of most modern found footage films, this might be worth a view. Maybe you'll accept their dynamic a little more than
Yeah.
we did. I didn't hate it. It was definitely watchable. We watched two found footage movies tonight. This was easily the better of the two.
Yeah.
Um, because there was things that I liked about this one, and the other one I had almost nothing I liked about that one. Um, but yeah, it also reminded me a bit of Maniac.
Yes.
But
Definite
everything it
some
reminds
vibes.
me of, Maniac, Don't Go in the House, and the
Poughkeepsie
Poughkeepsie
tapes.
tapes. That's all the Mr. Peak stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
Um,
The other parts, I don't know what that reminds me of.
no, it just reminds me of like the typical dynamic
Yeah.
of the couple that's trying to make the channel work, and one is all in and the other one isn't, and we've seen that plenty of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just thinking of a way that this could have worked better, and I think that just the one night live stream with
Mm.
with the views going up, which is what they did with that Chad Gets the Axe movie that we
Yeah.
watched.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking of that, and I couldn't remember the name because that's another example of like a subscriber hungry person.
Mhm. And in that
Uh
one, he outright, like straight out says, like, I don't give a shit
like if they hate
if you
me,
hate me,
they're
whatever, as long as
watching.
they're
Yeah,
watching.
which is a very important aspect, I think, of this, like the social media commentary for people that will do anything for views, because it really is that. It's like I'll do anything for views even if people hate me for it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think that's something to consider, but yeah.
yeah. As far as the acting goes, it's like kind of typical
Mhm.
lower budgeted amateur. It's fine.
I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
serviceable. It's nothing great. It's nothing bad. It's just kind of right in the middle, where a lot of these movies are, which is fine.
Mhm.
As long as you can sell the story and the acting is okay, like this, I'm good. But unfortunately, I was taken out of it a lot because of the believability.
Yeah.
So, and that's it, right? That's the big thing with
Yeah,
the found footage. It's always about the believability.
it is.
So, anyway, all right, cinephiles.
Hi cinephiles. Comment down below.
Comment down below if you like
if
that
you
name,
if you
or
like
if you
that
got a
name.
better name.
Yeah. Let us know.
All right, bye,
Bye.
guys.